The crunch of leaves beneath my boots was the only sound in the stillness of the forest. I was carrying over $30,000 in cash, stuffed into a duffel bag slung across my back. Behind me, the bank alarm wailed faintly, swallowed by the dense woods. My heart wasn't racing, it never did anymore. After nearly 3 decades of this life, I had perfected the art of calm. I wasn't born a criminal, but I suppose the path was carved for me early on. At 15, I was shot during a botched candy store robbery. That bullet didn't just pierce my shoulder, it marked the beginning of a new life, one where the rules of society didn't apply to me. The juvenile facility didn't rehabilitate me. It sharpened me. But I wasn't reckless. I was disciplined. Educated. I earned degrees in electrical engineering and systems analysis, skills I'd put to use not for innovation, but for precision. My time in the U.S. Army refined my training. I learned patience, strategy, and how to disappear when it mattered most. For me, robbing banks wasn't about chaos, it was about control. Fridays were perfect, the banks were flush with cash before the weekend, and employees were tired, careless, just waiting for the clock to hit 5. I always picked small-town banks near forests. The trees were my escape route, my sanctuary. Every heist began the same way. I'd study the bank for weeks, noting every detail, the habits of the tellers, the placement of cameras, the flow of customers. Then, at the last moment, I'd strike. My disguise was meticulous, a snug mask, padded clothing to obscure my build, and gloves that left no trace. I'd leap the counter, empty the drawers, and be gone in under 2 minutes. Always 2 minutes. I was a ghost. In nearly 30 years, I hit more than 50 banks and amassed over $2 million. The money wasn't for extravagance. It was security, a way to stay ahead. But it was never enough. Then, one day, everything unraveled. 2 boys stumbled upon one of my buried caches in Radnor, Pennsylvania. I always thought my planning was airtight, but I didn't account for curiosity and luck. The evidence led the police to my door. I still remember the sound of the cuffs clicking around my wrists, a sound I hadn't heard since I was a teenager. The courtroom was a theater, and I was the star. They called me the Friday night bank robber, a mastermind, a criminal genius. I didn't deny it. How could I? The evidence was overwhelming. They sentenced me to 17 years, though I had been staring down the barrel of 115. Now, I sit in a cell, teaching mathematics to other inmates. Sometimes I think about the banks I robbed, the forests I escaped through, the fortune I buried. I wonder if anyone else will stumble upon my hidden secrets. But mostly, I think about the life I could have had. With my skills, I could have been anyone, a scientist, an inventor, a leader. Instead, I chose shadows. In the end, they caught me. But for nearly 3 decades, I played the game and won.